should finally be ready to go. This is Sonic Colors. I am Sparanda, and I'm here with my co-commentator, Emeralds.
Good evening, everybody. As Sparta said, I am Emerald, and I will be your co-comp tonight.
Yep, we have attempted to record Sonic Colors in some fashion, at least a dozen times by now. We might actually get it done tonight, folks. In case you're wondering, this is the Sonic-a-thon. We're raising money for Child's Play charity. Child's Play is a charity that provides games and toys to children stuck in hospitals, especially bedridden children who can't move around very much, so they can enjoy their stay at the hospitals. Because as many of you probably know, staying in a hospital with nothing to do is a very, very, very boring thing, and just having something to entertain yourself is nice to have, and it's nice that the people at Child's Play have thought to come up with a way to remedy this problem. As for right now, this is Sonic Colors, probably my favorite Sonic game, definitely not Emerald's.
No. We'll be getting to that, I guess.
We will be getting to that. This was actually the first Sonic game that I ever completed. So I hope you guys enjoy as much as I do.
It was also a fun fact that the bot does not have the first time that rings were animated in CG. Gotta pull some material from the old commentary.
I pressed the wrong button right there, so sorry about that. I went to continue instead of new game by accident. Because there's a little bit of lag when you press start or when the menu changes, so that's my bad, and I apologize. Like I said, having the schedule moved kind of threw me off a little bit, but we're going to get going. Hopefully, muscle memory helps me get through colors. Let's go ahead and start a new game. I'm going to play with the navigator off, because if you leave it on, you get the Omochow hints, and they can just get in the way and really kind of mess up your entire run. Well, it's time to get started.
Yes, I am, Digi. That is what commentators do, in general. Oh.
So, as you're probably noticing, we get thrown right into the game. No opening cutscene. No explanation of where we are. Just right into the game and get going. Much like the old classic games, I believe.
Yeah. One of the first 3D, and I use that term very lightly, Sonic games to do such a thing.
This is Tropical Resort, probably one of my favorite areas in the game, just because it's simple, it's fun, it's bright and colorful. It kind of describes everything that this game is in one level, and it's just a really great way to start the game. The Colors DS version, which I will be playing later in the marathon, is not that great compared to this, but it's better than the Generations 3DS version, I would say. I haven't played that, but Generations 3DS is not the best Sonic game. It's okay, but has its problems.
At least they did the final boss better than the, HD version did.
That's not especially difficult, let's be honest here.
As you can see, by the way, quick time events from Unleashed are back. And they're almost as difficult here.
The tricks are just tapping A repeatedly.
Yep.
So,
usual goal, get to the end of the stage, free some animals, or in this case, Wisps. Excuse my probably sharp ass there.
No, actually, you were fine.
Oh, well, I'm getting better.
Yeah, for colors, you typically have a style where you play 6 acts and then a boss. Only one stage in the entire game actually doesn't do that. And that is the final stage, as you might expect.
Yeah, makes sense.
Just to get back into the marathon spirit, do we have any donations to read out since the end of Sonic Rush?
Yes, let me go refresh.
Now, like I said, Tropical Resort is really nice and colorful. It's just a great way to start the game, in my opinion.
Alright, we do have a $10 donation from Oh, Bradley leak. Emergency broadcast. Local Fox found chewing internet cables affecting areas around Scotland. People revolting due to the lack of exploring labyrinths and getting into debates for independence ending with a log toss competition. Local Fox is also being called out to be hunted down for such crime, and we will be back to you on a later hour. This has been a Welshman spreading the love. Back to you, Digi. A bit late, but
Yep. So we've gotten through the first 2 acts with very little trouble, and I believe we're about to get our first cutscene.
Cutscenes look pretty nice.
Yeah,
For a Wii.
for a Wii game. Yeah, that's the thing you have to add on there. They look nice for a Wii game.
I think most of it,
the
for most of
CG,
these games, you kind of...
the CG actually looks pretty amazing and some of the best I think that they've ever done. I'd say only Unleashed did CG better. Of course, it's one of the 3 games that I think they've done CG in.
Their in-game models, their eyes are just so reflective, it's weird. It's like
Yeah.
they put some reflective tape or whatever you would call it over their eyes.
It's almost like that one joke image where Sonic removes his eyes and it's actually like
Goggles.
It's almost like that. Just because of how reflective they are.
I wouldn't say it was that easy.
Now, this cutscene you actually get when you first start the DS version of Colors. You don't get this as a flashback. This actually starts the game. Not really a huge difference, but it's kind of something that sets the games apart, I suppose.
It's also ironic how the interstellar train there is shaped after a snail.
I think it's based on an enemy that you find in one of the other games. I couldn't specify which game, though.
I'm sure there's been a snail badnik at some point.
Yeah. So, how many times has Eggman tried to do the theme park idea now? 3?
Well, let me actually think about this for a second.
Because there was an evil theme park in, what was it, Adventure 1. There was obviously Eggman Land in Unleashed, and now we have the...
Oh, are we only doing 3D games here?
Well, I don't know about the 2D games, so you'd have to talk about those.
I think it's been 6 times total. Someone else can probably correct me in the chat if not.
Oh, well, obviously some deep-seated resentment for amusement parks in Eggman's history there.
Not based off any past aggressions whatsoever. Also, here we get into the questionable humor of this game. Some people enjoy it, other people don't.
It's
a little too silly, I think.
I would say it's great for your first time going through, and then after that, it starts grating on your nerves. Of course, that applies especially to me because I've seen this game so many times. So I know all the jokes, and I know how corny everything is, and I've heard it all before, and yeah, it kind of gets to me a little bit.
By the way, just enough spaces for Sonic-a-thon.
Yep, just enough space for Sonic-a-thon. I actually tested that out the other day, just to make sure I could do that. I will be taking an extra path here. Not normally seen on a casual run, I suppose. Skips quite a bit of the level here.
Yeah, Colors is definitely the one game Spar can say he is not a filthy casual at.
No, like I said, I have played this so many times. Like, I used to actually go through the challenge mode of this, which basically just has you go through the levels in order, no cutscenes, no breaks between levels. If you game over, obviously you're done, no retries, gotta start over from the beginning. And the big thing about challenge mode that I really like is that you have boost that carries over into the other levels. Like if you get boost at the end of a level, it'll carry over to the next one, which doesn't actually apply to the normal game. So that's something that I like, and it's a great way to actually learn some different routes, because there's times where if you have boost at the start of the level, you can take a different route that isn't there normally. Also, the other thing about challenge mode is you have all the wisps unlocked from the beginning, whereas in the normal game you have to unlock them as you're going through.
I'd say you have a lot prepared as far as commentary goes with this game, but at this point it's probably second nature.
A little bit, yeah. Like I said, we've tried to do this game so many times. I think we actually attempted to do commentary like 3 times on it, with 3 different playthrough recordings. So we're kind of old hat at this, I guess, even though we never really got past Planet Wisp in any of the recordings.
Oh.
So at least for the first half, we have a pretty good bit set up.
Yeah, you're also getting some pretty good grades despite not having all the wisps here.
Yeah, I'd say Tropical Resort is pretty lenient on the scores. One thing that I will kind of say is not great about Colors is the scoring system, in that it's based less on going fast and more on the wisps and red rings, because of the it just goes by the point values mainly.
By the way, they had to name them after something that has 2 S's in it.
Yeah.
Just to fuck with people.
Just to make the joke that's going to be coming up here soon, actually.
Insert moonwalk in 5, 4, 3, 2... No, my timing's terribly off.
Your timing was terribly off, thank you. You should be embarrassed after how many times you've seen this.
Oh.
Not to mention you're actually an entire cutscene off.
Yeah, I'm also realizing that now.
Well done, Emeralds. Golf clap for you. Oh, man.
Did you go somewhere? Tails, open your eyes, man.
He's
Local
like
Fox doesn't notice the things right in front of him.
He's like me. He gets stuck on a project. He doesn't pay attention to anything else. Actually, no, that's not true. That's not like me at all. If I get stuck on a project, I take like 15-minute breaks every half hour or so to go check Twitter and Tumblr and Skype and everything.
Well, I wrote a sentence. I deserve a break.
Exactly. It's like the SpongeBob episode where he's writing an essay. The break time!
It's gonna be...
So, I hope you like the Wisp announcer, because you're going to hear him yelling the word laser about 6 times in this level.
I believe the voice actor for the announcer here is the previous Sonic, right?
I don't recall. I think Tom and FTA questioned that at one point and actually asked Roger Craig Smith on Twitter if it was him, and he said no. I don't believe it's Jason Griffith, though. So as you might be expecting with how many times I've done colors and just the routes that I'm taking, I kind of have a lot of this game memorized. And it's really almost second nature to me right now. I say that as I kind of mess up my route.
Slowly falling down.
Yep, there we go. Finally got it.
It is not Roger Craig Smith. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
That
remember...
reference can be a bit of a dick.
I remember Tom and FTA questioning that on Twitter, actually asking him about it and getting him the reply. Also, first S rank of the run. Not gonna be many.
It's been a bit since I've checked up on donations, but since this is the start of a new stream, I may as well let you guys know what the incentives are. MBM has opened up a bidding sort of thing. When you donate, leave the incentive towards these 2 new games we've got. Just kind of mini games. Then we will add those 2 games to the bonus section. It's $250 for each one. Just go ahead and leave a comment about it in your donation. We'll make sure to put it there. There's still the character bid war for Chaotix, which has had a major upset, as most of you should be aware if you were here for Hurricane Pigeon's bombshell. It'll take... No, yeah, that's it. And I believe there is a character bid war for Sonic Blast, and which character they're going to be playing in that, Sonic or Knuckles. I will go check stats on those.
I'm not sure if that's a bid war for which run they're going to do, or which run they're going to do first. Because I wasn't actually aware until Rush started that they were still doing both stories. The donation war was just for which stories they were doing first.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but
yeah.
Well.
The bid war for Heroes is actually for the top 2 stories that win are going to be the ones that Tom plays, which I believe right now is Team Dark and Chaotix.
Yeah, Team Dark has $270 and Team Chaotix has $275, so... Oh, and the runner-ups are Sonic and Rose with $10.26, respectively.
Yeah. So as of now, Heroes will be Dark and Chaotix, and then the final story.
I'm looking at Skype, don't worry. Tom has let us know that it is for just the one playthrough, either Sonic or Knuckles.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, Sonic's in the lead for that one with $29, and Knuckles is behind with $5.
Great! I thought nobody would get that.
Here's another example of the kind of off-kilter humor. Sonic made a really bad joke back there. I will say, though, this is probably my favorite game for Mike Pollock.
Oh yeah, he gets really expressive. It's good to see him get into the role.
He does great as Eggman. I mean, he's always great as Eggman, but this game especially, just working with even the bad humor that they have, he does such a great job as Eggman. It's actually pretty impressive.
Oh my goodness. I'll see if I can read this donation before you wreck this boss. Another $1 donation. Newsflash. Notorious Hedgehog has been spotted aboard world-renowned scientist Eiffel Robotnik's newly opened orbital amusement park, and has been reported to be violently destroying worker robots and viciously kidnapping alien volunteer workers against their will. Local Fox has also been spotted working alongside the Notorious Hedgehog. Fear reigns on the face of these events. Updates to follow. Put this dollar towards bomb. He protects the children's dreams. Ron Cossack, local news associate.
You actually finished that about the time we got to the results screen.
And mess rank.
Yep, boss done.
We'll see if you mess up on the next one, though. Next Ferris Wheel of Doom.
No, I have a better plan than that one that I used to. It's going to be the Starlight Carnival and Asteroid Coaster bosses, along with the Aquarium Park bosses that might get me.
This place has everything.
The one thing that I will put against Colors is the bosses are kind of bad. they either drag on too long or go too quickly. There's kind of no in between for any of them, unfortunately. The only one that I will say I really enjoy is probably Starlight Carnival, because wrecking that shit is kind of fun.
There's some cool speedrun strats to that one.
Yeah, I've never quite figured out how Darkspine Sonic gets some of the moves he gets in that boss. Darkspine Sonic being a famous YouTuber with a lot of speedrun videos for Sonic games, I believe.
Really, by the way, adding more hits to the bosses wouldn't make it any better, it'd just make it kind of tedious.
Yeah, that's why usually hard modes for Sonic games don't really make sense to me, because you're just making it take longer, you're not really changing their AI or their pattern at all.
Oh, do you want to go over the differences in gameplay in Sonic Colors compared to, well, pretty much any other 3D Sonic game?
Well, I would say the main difference, at least for the boost gameplay, is that you don't get boost from rings. You get it from the off-white colored wisps. I call them off-white because I can't call them white because they don't look white to me. But yeah, that's the way you get boost in this one. Also, the other wisps, as you've already seen, laser, factor into the gameplay quite a bit.
I thought you were going to mention the double jump, but
Oh, there's also the double jump. Yes, I love the double jump.
yeah, your favorite mechanic.
It's actually not. Well, I guess it would be my favorite mechanic just because of how much easier it makes the platforming. I have problems with the double jump considering it's the same button combination as doing the homing attack, and that causes problems in some places. I am going to deviate from the normal path, which would go to Sweet Mountain first, because Starlight Carnival actually gives me wisps that I use in Sweet Mountain, whereas Sweet Mountain does not give me wisps that I use in Starlight Carnival.
Nice job on not tripping up that sentence.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed with myself on that.
Oh, man.
So, as for Starlight Carnival itself, probably my favorite stage to look at, one of my least favorite to play, and Emeralds will agree with me because of automated running sections. This level actually starts with a good 18 or 19 seconds where you're just running forward and looking at things. Again, it's a pretty nice look at the level, but you're not really controlling anything during that.
Yeah, one of the stages is actually a full minute of automation.
Yeah, it's strange how they did this. Again, I like this stage because it's really beautiful to look at. All the colors are really nice. The colors feel so bright, or the colors feel so right, whatever the phrase is.
Right,
I can't believe I don't remember that.
My goodness. This would have been a way better stage to see an HD remaster for it Generations, by the way.
Well, we did get it in All-Stars Racing Transformed, so there's that.
Yeah, but...
Hey, it's the only stage in that game I like, so...
I mean, that's opinion time, but I don't like the game, so...
Yeah, well, there's that. That's another thing altogether, though.
Here we have Cube, an interesting little power. Whenever you turn it on, Sonic turns into a cube and slams down on the ground, destroying minions on the screen, and turning certain coins or cubes into vice versa. Where, you know, blocks would turn into coins and coins would turn into blocks.
I don't think I actually show it off in this stage. I think it takes me until the next one to actually show off how Cube works.
Can you do it right now?
Well, no, not in the running section. I can't.
Oh, they won't let you?
No.
Oh.
The one thing I will say about the Wisps is some of them only work in 2D, whereas some of them only work in 3D. Some of them work in both 2D and 3D.
Well, most of it you don't get a 3D section to even try them out in, so...
Yeah. If you try to use a Wisp in a section where you can't use it, it'll just float away, because it is upset with you and your plebbiness, I guess.
Sure, why not?
Oh yeah, I actually will be showing off Cube here in just a moment. I remember this now. I was caught up in the section that's after this, where I actually skip using Cube, but yeah, I will show it right here. And there you go. As Emerald said, it turns the coins into cubes and the cubes into coins. If you end up picking up one of the blue coins, not the Super Mario Sunshine blue coins, but one of the blue coins there, the cube will not appear when the Wisp runs out. Now this section...
It's a little thing, but oh yeah. It's a little thing, but Spar just skipped a few seconds of gameplay by just jumping into the middle pad there.
Yeah, I also skipped quite a bit more by boosting through that section rather than going through it normally. You do have to slide at the end of that crusher section or it will catch you, though.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't get motion sick either, because the ending of that stage is a trip. They are coins, not rings.
Yeah, I think they are anyway. If they
And
are rings, then they would be rings with cubes on the inside, which is close enough to a coin for me to say coin. So there's a lot of different paths that you can take in these games. Sadly, or in these levels, I should say, not in these games. Sadly, one thing that's bad about a lot of the extra paths is you need a lot of wisps that don't get unlocked until later on. Like, you can see the
spikes there.
Yeah, the purple container down there. That would be for the spikes wisp, which is not available at this point in the game yet.
Oh yeah, those are just rings with a cube in them, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Apologies, I always thought they were coins as well. It does make more sense for them to be rings, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And of course, fancy finish, slamming into the ring with the cube.
Plot twist that accidentally breaks the ring.
So we're making a pretty good time through this so far, I would say.
Oh yeah. No donations yet, by the way.
Sad to hear that for one of my favorite games. Going to skip a little bit right there. You can actually move ahead really fast if you just jump off of the starting ramp. You don't have to worry about going through the section really slow, which is better for me anyway.
Yeah.
Of course, you then have to deal with this piece of crap.
It just kind of tracks you and you bouncy bounce, but you can potentially miss it if you're going too fast.
Yeah, if you do an air boost or an air dash, whatever you want to call it, you can actually go flying right off the side when the thing will not catch up to you.
You know, auto-scrollers are always fun, right?
Yeah, at least they took a different take on it, I guess. Rather than you moving the auto-scrolling moves by a jumper that you have to keep track of.
I almost thought that was going to be a Soviet-Russia joke.
I wasn't going there now. That.
How do you feel about the whole 6 stages thing instead of, like, you know, a standard 3 acts?
I was actually thinking about this the other day. I think it would have been better if they had 3 acts that were a little bit longer. Like, you could see most of the times on the stages so far have been like 1 minute, minute and a half, things like that. I think it would have been better if they had 3 stages than a boss, but have each of the stages be 2 to 3 minutes or so.
They really wanted to work in all the gimmicks they could, though.
Mm-hmm. And I would say the remake of Planet Wisp and Generations HD actually really suffered from having to try to fit in 6 acts.
Those weird green things that shoot up the little glowing globes are extremely annoying to dodge, unless you're just moving through the section fast.
Like me! Because this is one of the stages that I actually practice the most.
Worried about messing it up, or...?
Yes, because it's very easy for me to mess this up. And I'm really hoping I don't.
Even if you don't have the Wisp yet, their capsules will still show up. You saw just a bit ago there was a purple container, which would be for the Frenzy Wisp.
Yep, I messed up. What I usually do is I boost forward over the green blob thing on the bottom, and I stomp before I get to the second one. I stomped just a fraction of a second too late and actually ran right into it.
Going for the marathon strats here, I can see.
Yeah. If you actually come back to that stage later, you can use the Frenzy Wisp, and it makes that section a lot more fun. Because Frenzy is probably my favorite Wisp in the game.
My favorite's probably, I don't know, probably Spikes.
Yeah, I like Spikes too. Which is weird because, you know, I don't like classic Sonic. But Spikes gives you the classic spin dash. So I think it's mostly the invulnerability that I like Spikes for, though.
You and your easy mode.
Yep. Still upset they took that out of Spikes in classic stages of Gens HD for Planet Wisp, of course.
Mm-hmm. As far as the kind of guy that would have gone in on easy mode in Sonic Rush from the get-go, so if you want to blasphemize words, him, go right ahead.
Yeah, I actually missed I wouldn't really call it a skip, but just an alternate path back there. Much like the stage that I did a few minutes ago, where you were running down one of those paths like that, if you jump off before getting to the bottom, you take a bit of an extra path that's just a little more interesting than, you know, homing attack chains on enemies.
To respond to something in the chat, I would definitely rather have Colors riding of the Lost World, because while Colors riding is like extremely, you know, just juvenile and silly, it's a lot more fun and less dark for, you know, a Sonic game. And also, the story of Colors actually starts and ends somewhere. Lost World gave you, let's see, carry the 0 answers about anything you could have wondered about.
Yep. No explanation for the Deadly Six, where they came from, where did it come from, where did it go, Cotton Eye Deadly Six. I cannot believe I just made that joke.
That was terrible. Yeah, taking your time to defeat those enemies back there gives you the Wisp that winds up saving, like, probably half a minute at least.
At least, yeah. This is the Hover Wisp, if you didn't notice. Not one of the most exciting. Does give you the light speed dash, which comes into play a few times. I was actually really close to going off the back of the stage right there.
That can happen a lot if you take this light speed dash there.
Yep, that is a possibility. Falling off the back of the stage there. I've done that before. Chat is face palming my Cotton-eyed joke. Cotton-eyed joke.
Nope, just stop now. We won't have to hurt you. Sedatives in, and it'll be fine.
Oh. Yep, having a good time.
$5 from a Jonathan Reinhardt here. Just saying good luck with the run. Put this to what you want. What do you want, Spar?
$1 million would be great.
Something achievable, Spar.
I don't know. Hurricane's here, so. No, really though.
Nope.
I don't know which incentives are still going. What do we have?
The Knuckles Chaotix partner, which is pretty much sold unless someone really feels like backing up Bomb. Let's see. We have the Sonic Blast character between doing Knuckles or Sonic. The Sonic Heroes story, which is also pretty much sold. And the Sonic Pico games, actually. We should probably start donating to that.
Yeah, put that towards the Pico games, if you would, please.
I will now.
I actually got hit back there because I went up towards the spikes a little bit too much. Got a little too close. The reason that I was up there at all is because you have to wait for Hover to run out right there. Or else you would get hit by the bombs in the section going up to the right at the end.
If I was an alien in need of saving, where would I...
Yeah, but as for the Sonic Pico games, also the line coming up, I love this.
Investigate anything that glows.
Yep. But yeah, the Sonic Pico games need $250 for each one of them that you want to see. Yeah, just mention that you want your money to go there in your donations, and you'll be good. We'll all be good. Doing it for the kids.
Something that's a neat touch here, the fact that you can choose between which area you want to go to first, either Starlight Carnival or Sweet Mountain. This cutscene will actually change a little bit. If you went to Sweet Mountain first, you would get this cutscene with the Sweet Mountain boss where they fire a cannonball at you instead of this ship that fires a laser blast. And of course, you would then get the opposite cutscene in the next part, whichever place you went to second.
Stealing my commentary from the playthrough.
I was going to say that anyway.
Yeah, but I could have said it.
Well, you could jump in and say it. I never really paid attention to how much that affected the cutscenes for the later levels, because you can choose the order for the second, or I guess it would be third set of levels if you count Starlight and Sweet Mountain as the second set.
I don't know about you, Bert Hongen, but considering the amount of times I've jumped into a bottomless pit by accident in Heroes, the blimp was pretty useful. Killed Sonic a fair few times.
Something that's a really nice gimmick that they... Oh, it's not so much a nice gimmick, I guess. If you get a Wisp power-up in any of the bosses, it'll usually be super effective against them and do a lot of extra damage, and I don't know why I moved over to hit that spike ball right there. That was my bad.
Type?
I could actually die here.
It's really easy to lose track of Sonic, which is one of my...
first death.
Alright.
Need to be paying attention to the game instead of talking.
No, you don't need to. Is someone from the death crew in here, or should I just do that?
I think British was in here earlier, so should be fine on that. So yeah, sorry about that. First death hype.
I think that's hype.
Yeah, Jackal's here. He's
There we
handling
go,
it.
Jackal.
Yeah. I'm really sorry for that. I shouldn't have died right there.
You don't need to apologize. I mean, it's hard to keep up with stuff when you're, you know, that small on the screen. One of my major complaints with colors.
Should have actually died right there. I had just enough invincibility frames.
I also do agree with something that someone else said in the chat earlier, in that Generations has the best gameplay, Black Knight and Unleashed had the best writing style.
I really like the story.
What do you
in Unleashed.
think would be the best combination?
I wish the story and colors were better than I could say colors. I'd say Generation. Well, no, because Generation's story got massively cut out. I'd have to say Unleashed, because the gameplay suffers a little bit, but isn't terrible, and it has probably one of the best written stories. Those were both terrible runs of that boss, and I apologize.
And for some reason, defeating the boss has caused the generator to go down.
Yep. Those two things were somehow connected.
A $5 donation, Jackal again, saying, I hate you so much, Spar. That joke was horrible. Put this on the Pico games. Dexmonicus. Oh, $3.50 from Dexmonicus. Damn it, Dex. Seems like Spar is having a lot of fun, so it put me in the mood to chip in a bit more for now. Put toward Pico.
Hey, at least he put in $3.50. That's actually
relatively normal for him.
Yeah, that's relatively normal.
$2. Snake, John Snake Games here. Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Cotton Eye 6. Put this towards anything. I will put all of those towards Pico Games. And 50.
I'm never gonna live down Cotton Eye joke now.
God, don't give it a name. Give it a name, you're done.
Official HFC meme?
No, Spar, you have enough.
This joke with Tails is translating goes on a lot longer than it should.
Yeah, well, apparently Tails is really crap at you know, programming Alien to English devices.
Okay, I'll give you that. Not something a lot of people have done.
I wasn't defending Tails. I just want to be clear here.
No, I'll still give you that. It would be pretty difficult to do that, especially on the fly.
I mean, considering Tails' track record with, like, everything else, though, I mean... Little, not necessarily a shortcut, but a thing off to the side.
Yeah, a lot of people don't actually know about that laser right there. I won't say a lot of people, because plenty of people have seen me get that before, but I will say some people don't know about that then.
It is a relatively unknown shortcut.
Yep, let's go with that. And our
Also,
first
fuck
interest...
yeah, Sweet Mountain music.
Sweet Mountain music is pretty great. Act 1 and Act 2 are my favorites. Before I was so rudely interrupted, Emeralds. We had our first instance of drifting back there, which doesn't work great, but it gets the job done, I guess. For my money, they've never really gotten drifting right. It almost seems like it doesn't really do anything in Generations. It's really strange in Unleashed, and especially in Unleashed Wii, and it's pretty strange in colors. So for my money, they've really just never gotten drifting right.
Also, by the way, Tom has to say, this is actually my favorite Mario Kart 8 level. Thank you, Tom.
Dim jokes.
Yep. I was going to say, also, but you took your sweet time describing drifting. It is actually faster to walk or run than it is to drift. Drifting slows you down by such a tremendous amount.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you don't drift in some places, you can end up running into a wall, which will also slow you down.
Well, I mean, if you suck. Quack, quack.
Yeah. I don't know. What I saw of the Mercedes DLC for Mario Kart 8 was actually pretty impressive. We're getting like 3 different models of cars, where I thought it was going to be like 1 when it was originally announced. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, 1 for each kart type.
That makes a lot more sense now that you say that. Yeah.
Alright, just to sweeten the pot, guys, I feel like I should remind you once more that our current donation incentives are, well, the ones that are probably worth donating towards are Sonic Chaos... Ooh, I almost read the wrong thing out entirely. Oh, wow. Goofed. Where is it? Sonic Blast, there we go. Character run for either Sonic or Knuckles. Sonic is still in the lead with $29 and Knuckles is behind with $5. And the Sonic Pico games, the newest donation incentive here. $250, we get to add an extra game to the marathon, and who doesn't want to extend our time playing for the children? Figure, I guess I may as well say, if you've just joined us recently, whatever time zone you're in, Child's Play is a charity that benefits children that are bedridden or in hospitals and sick, and they give them games to play. Because, you know, being in the hospital is already a miserable enough experience. May as well have something to brighten up your time there. P.S. Why is a giant metallic burger in Sweet Mountain? Last I checked, burgers aren't sweet.
It's Eggman, who knows?
Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a good point. Eggman did make this, so... maybe a giant hamburger is like candy to him.
He does eat that sub sandwich in Unleashed pretty quick.
Yeah, that was like, what, 3 bites? Jeez.
Yep. Ah, I messed up. I stomped instead of sliding.
Oh well.
If you slide under there, you can get the red ring that's there. You can't get it if you go above it.
Could be those candy burgers, like the gummy Krabby Patties, as one has pointed out.
Pretty patties, pretty patties.
Oh, by the way, those not Oreos there in the background on the mountain have Eggman's face on them.
Yep. I love the background design because there's so much of it. There's so much to look at in the background. The level design is pretty great in itself, but just the amount of stuff that's out there in the background is actually really great.
Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for detail, and the set design for this game is really good. I also want to say it's funny because the overworld music is like 3-4 minutes long, but you're only ever there for 10 seconds maximum.
It's about 2 minutes that loops twice. So yeah, there's that. The music in the game is pretty great. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, not many Sonic games where the music isn't great.
Well, we don't talk about those. Something else about the sound design I would like to point out that many of you probably already know are the Eggman voice clips that you hear throughout the park. One of my personal favorites being from Sweet Mountain, which goes something like, we know they look delicious, but please refrain from licking the rides. That would be disgusting. Do you know where those rides have been? People have been sitting on those rides with their butts! And there's a bit more, but that's about it. And it's great, and just the fact that you can barely hear them in some cases, you hear bits of them as you go throughout this. Like you hear the start of the message in Act 1, you hear the rest of it right there in Act 3, and then you hear the final bit in one of the later acts, and then you just piece it all together. And
yeah, they're not to sugarcoat it, but it kind of sucks that they're extremely quiet and
I
whatnot.
think my game actually froze.
Yeah, your screen's black. Oh no.
One moment, please. Apologies for some technical difficulties there. The game froze after finishing Act 3, and it seems like we will have to do it again.
Yep.
So,
the Rocket Wisp of Sweet Mountain is really just the icing on this level. It's,
really?
It's
really?
pretty cool. Yeah.
You're gonna get on me about Cotton Eye Joke, but you're gonna do that.
Listen, puns are a completely different experience. But, yeah, anyways, the Rocket Wisp just, does exactly as advertised in the label. Lets you fly up into the air. For some reason, Sonic can choose whether or not he falls slower or faster. Not sure how that works, but yeah. There we go, we'll probably see it soon.
Well, it's, like the divers. They just kind of make their body thinner by pulling their arms in, so you get less air resistance.
Yeah, but usually they have webbing between their arms.
Who knows? It's an anthropomorphic blue hedgehog. Why are we questioning things?
Oh, I have a message from Digi. He's probably more complaining about my puns. Quote, I'm so fucking done with your puns. OMG, you're killing me. Hope I don't give you any cavities with how sweet these ones are.
That's actually kind of funny coming from you that had a couple teeth pulled the other day.
Oh, yeah. Could not eat anything that is in this world. But that's a sad story for another day. Man. Whenever you unlock a Wisp in the world, as you can see here, it just kind of unlocks it everywhere.
Yep, if you go back to the previous levels, you will have those empty containers that we pointed out before will be filled in with the proper Wisps. And now on to Act 4, which is probably one of my least favorite because it's a lot of standing around waiting.
Do you think Eggman wears a full bodysuit so that he doesn't have a muffin top?
Number one, why? Number two, ew.
Oh, it was a pun. There's muffins on the world map. Here's the real question. What the heck is that liquid in the background and these, like, giant injectors?
Gelatin?
I was going to get onto you for saying Jello because that's copyrighted, but then you actually said gelatin, and now I don't have the joke.
Preempting you, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Or it might just be food coloring. Because there's different colors of it, apparently.
Or just paint, considering, I mean, you know, the hamburgers were all metal.
Yeah, there's that.
More Frenzy Wisp we won't get forever.
Yeah, unfortunately a lot of the places where it's actually really fun to use Frenzy are in the earlier stages rather than the later ones.
I mean, only if you're a completionist is there really any replay value in this game.
I feel sorry for the people that go for getting all red rings. I think I've gotten enough red rings to get 3 of the Chaos Emeralds. We should talk about that, actually. Yeah, you get all the Chaos Emeralds in this one by getting all the red rings, and then going to the Sonic Simulator and playing through all of those stages.
Mm-hmm. For once, you finally actually get to play Super Sonic in a 3D Sonic game.
I think this was the...
It changes the
3D,
level design a little bit, since you have to use Wisps in some places, actually.
And Super Sonic cannot use Wisps.
Okay.
I've also seen some places where Super Sonic actually goes so fast that he kind of just falls off the stage.
Wow, $2 from Tex Monicas. This run has been totally sweet. Keep up the good work blazing along this confectionery level. I think you just used words there. I don't think those were actually puns, except for the first one.
There was a few. There was sweet, blaze,
confectionery.
Not sure what confectionery was going for. Not sure if you were actually trying to make it sound like an actual word.
Glaze would have been like blaze, okay.
I thought he actually said blaze, like with a B.
No, blaze.
Oh, okay.
I also like how the robots get their own little... I mean, they're totally useless, but they get their own little personalities based on every world.
Yeah, in Tropical Resort, they're actually pretty normal, I would say. They have horns, like musical instruments, not like devil horns. In Starlight Carnival, here they have chef's instruments. Planet Wisp, I think they're pretty normal, as we'll see. Most of them are dressed up as samurais in Aquarium Park. And
by the way,
I think they have like almost medieval weapons in Asteroid Coaster, if I recall correctly.
See, the pun was going to be time appropriate, but do you think those lollipops are throwing you for a loop?
And now I'm not angry anymore. Yeah, the lollipops can be pretty annoying in the worst of times.
You have to boost into them to get your, full jump off.
Yeah, they're strange. They really are strange.
Oh, these yellow cubes can be a nightmare.
Jumping up there was a nightmare for some reason.
Yeah, nice job on that one. Yeah, as you're seeing demonstrated there, the robots shoot the little yellow cubes, and the yellow cubes go away when hit. They're used as platforms, and as we'll be seeing later on in, I believe, this level, maybe it's a different one, that actually makes for a pretty interesting platforming bit.
It's right here. This is a section that is a lot easier when you have come back after you unlock the Spikes Wisp, because you're invincible and you can just mow through every one of them. That section is actually pretty dull without spikes, to be honest. I suppose if I took the time, I could have gotten the Cube Wisp, but that's just...
huge.
Yeah, Eggman could be anywhere.
Skype is messing up.
But I'm right here behind
I apologize for the technical problems that seem to be rampant lately.
Tails, is that you humming?
Sonic, look out!
Okay. It unfortunately seems like Emerald's electricity has gone out. I'm not sure if he will be back soon or not.
Tails, buddy?
Okay.
He's my buddy now.
What have you done to him?
Me? I did nothing at all. Unless shooting him with my mind control beam that runs on alien energy counts is doing something to him. Does it? To get to me, you're going to have to go through your best friend. This turned out much better than I could have hoped, and I only used a small prototype.
Enjoy it while you can.
Oh, I will. In fact, the only way to make this better would be to have you two fight.
Come on, Tails. Snap out of it, dude. You don't want to do this.
Okay, we will be getting
Tails, buddy.
Mr. Donnie here in the call right now.
Where?
Mr. Spar.
Why is my
How are things on your end, Donnie?
See cheap alien energy.
Doing fine. I'm just watching Tails creepily
Out of juice.
walk towards Sonic like a zombie.
Yeah, I will set up the screen share in just a moment when I can pause the game.
Universe. In the meantime,
Yep.
enjoy the park. I'll leave
Again,
you
apologies for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure if it's just my bad luck with technology in general or just karma, to be honest.
So even when you're not, handling Skype, something still breaks on you.
Yeah.
There it is, straight from the horse's mouth.
We didn't bet.
I'm sure Emerald's is alright.
Yeah, his electricity just went out. That's all.
Coincidentally, there's a chance my electricity might be going out tomorrow, but hopefully before the marathon actually starts. But that's tomorrow, so...
Yeah. Okay. You should have screen share up now.
Yep. I can see the game now.
Okay. Once again, apologies for the technical difficulties. We will get back to the Sweet Mountain boss now. Hang on, I just want to check. Okay. I thought for a second, for some reason, that I didn't change the stream back to the game. I'm getting paranoid now.
I can't really blame you after generations now this game.
Yeah. The last 3 days, last 2 or 3 days for the Sonic-a-thon have been crazy. It's been lots of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Once again, the theme continues with bosses having weak points. In this case, the drill Wisp. The drill only requires 2 hits throughout the entire thing, whereas if you try to homing attack him, you will actually need to do like 6 hits, I believe. And to get the drill Wisps, you have to take out the frosting covered cannonballs. There's a couple in each phase. They will always be in the same place for the phase that you are on, though. So keep that in mind. Also, I missed with the drill Wisp, so I have to do this the slow way. The easiest way I found is to let him drop and then hit him with boost. Because trying to homing attack with all these little jelly things running around is actually pretty stupid.
I mean, the boss isn't bad. It's quite creative. It's just, it can be quite easy if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that applies to a lot of the bosses. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of either it takes too long or it goes too quick. This one can kind of go in between if you miss with the drill.
Sonic, did you give the guide your
The
I gave it to him pretty good.
the copy of the boss for Aquarium Park is even worse in my opinion because it takes a long time to get through the phase, and then when you can actually hit him with the drill, he
He's stealing from
runs
the
away.
control weapon.
So
that one the hard way?
it seems like Emeralds is back with his electricity. We might get him back in here later to have both Emeralds and Donnie on, but I think we're fine for right now.
Knock him out.
Would you mind just checking the donations to see if we have anything?
It made no sense.
Yep.
Then I made a
We did get a $10 donation from Unknown. Hey guys, love the work you were all putting into this. Here's $10, do what you will with it. Sonic Colors is the best.
basically
Thank you very much. If you don't have anything, I'd like to put that towards the Pico games.
scoops the aliens all up.
Ah yes, the Sonic Pico games.
It's tiny, but still.
I actually played those 3 years ago for Sonic Paradox's gaming collab, and
So,
Too.
if my math is correct,
yeah, there's quite a story about that.
Nobody said there'd be math, but I'm with you, buddy.
we should
But
get moving.
that's a story for another time, I think.
Don't have
Yep.
much time.
Once I start moving,
What is your experience with colors, Sir Donnie?
Well, I actually have a very unique experience with colors, unlike all the other games I've had stories of, because this game was actually the first game I covered shortly after I joined Sonic Paradox and became their news reporter. At the time, this game was, on the horizon, and I'd been closely following it in the months before. But in October of 2010, I became, like I said, news reporter of SP, and this game actually, I recall, got leaked like a few weeks before its release. And what happened was, I recall going on one of the streams and watching it, and I was blown away by this game. It looked so fun. The cutscenes were just so different from what I was used to, and I even recorded my initial thoughts too, and I still have them on my computer. So someday I'll actually share those.
My first experience with colors was actually the HFC playthrough with Tom and FTA, and of course a lot of people remember the time that Tom streamed his solo run and went to go get a drink after the final boss and ended up dying on Terminal Velocity Act 2 a lot of times. Sadly I was not there, but it's a funny story anyway. But yeah, after watching the playthrough, I was like, this seems pretty interesting, I'm going to pick it up. The only Sonic games I had played before this were Sonic 2, way back in my childhood, which I didn't really remember much of. And also the Wii version of Unleashed that I had tried at a friend's house, which did not leave me with good impressions. But I played Colors, and I loved it, and I still love it. I've probably played it too many times now. I would honestly say I've probably played Colors more times than Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 combined, and that's a lot. Because I've played KH2 probably about 50 times.
Yeah, I 100%ed this game, I think a couple or so years ago. That was not easy. I only managed to do it because I have the strategy guide for it, so I knew I was able to find out where all the red rings were.
No. Okay, I somehow saved that.
Speaking of red rings,
Yeah, I missed the red ring right there, but I did not die, so that is a win for me. The thing about that section is I was going a bit too slow, and I started falling off the the side right there. So, mild heart attack. The sides?
yeah, this could probably be the worst combination ever because you have Spar who breaks stuff and then me who jinxes people, so...
Why are you doing this to me?
Spar, please.
But to just talk about the level, this is Planet Wisp, another one of the most colorful in the game, if not for all of the machinery that Eggman has around, making it probably, I won't say one of the most boring But there are a lot of sections in Planet Wisp that I don't really like. I wish it had more of the wildlife than the machinery, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm glad that, you know, although Generations didn't really do Planet Wisp justice, I can at least give credit that they did good graphics-wise, and you can always go back to this game and play the original and enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't like Planet Wisp and Generations, as I said during the Generations playthrough. And by that I mean the Sonic-a-thon playthrough, not one that we recorded for HFC or anything.
Yeah.
Of course, introduction to the Spikes Wisp lets you grip on walls and surfaces, and of course lets you go upside down as well. A lot of people don't know about that shortcut.
And of course the spin dash is pretty strong with that Wisp.
Yeah, you can do the spin dash, but it uses up more of your color meter. So it's sometimes you should be careful with it, because you can run out when you're least expecting it.
Yep.
Now, this one I have some strats for that I might be messing up, so apologize if that happens. Hasn't happened recently, but it can still happen.
Yeah.
And we're good. It's actually really easy to get hit by those spike balls back there. It's happened to me before. Those enemies are some of the worst in the game for me. Just the ones that drop the spike balls in random locations. And we're about to get more of them here just because they like throwing them at you. I don't like these enemies. It's much better, again, if you come back here later in the game, you can use that Frenzy Wisp that's right there and just kind of destroy everything, and it's fun, and Frenzy Wisp is awesome.
You can destroy shit, because Frenzy Wisp is awesome.
Like I said, Frenzy is probably my favorite in the game, just because you get to absolutely wreck shit. That's what Frenzy's all about, really.
Yeah, and the DS version had Void in its place, I do believe, so...
Yeah, Void's not that great. It's actually pretty finicky.
Yeah. I think Frenzy... I like how most of the time you're handling Frenzy, it's in 2D, because I feel like with the way that the Wisp controls in 3D, having it as mostly 2D makes it a lot easier. Because, I mean, you still have the awkward controlling, the stiff controlling, but at least you don't have a chance of falling off or anything. It's just left to right at that point. So.
You are correct, Juju, in that the spike spitters do not die from the Frenzy Wisp, but you are invulnerable. So there's that. That part back there is a bit weird. I jumped up to a rainbow ring, which I believe originated in Heroes, which is supposed to boost you forward, and you pick up the laser wisp, and sometimes it'll send you onto the next platform, and sometimes it won't send you far enough, and you'll fall down below, and that's what happened right there. I fell down below, so I don't know. It seems random to me, actually. It's like, it might be dependent on how soon I jump, but it just kind of seems to happen randomly to me. And of course, down there was an alternate path for the Cube Wisp, which I enjoyed taking, because the upper path is kind of boring. Usually if you see me taking a different path than, I guess, normal, I don't even know what's normal for this game, to be honest. If you see me taking an alternate path like that, it's usually just because I find it more interesting to do. Might not be faster, you might not think it's better, but I think it's better, so if you see me doing that, it's just because I like them. Of course, there's a lot of paths that I can't do early on in the game because they require the extra wisps, like I said, that you don't get till later. How did you feel about all the extra paths that were available, Donnie?
Oh, I loved how much more you could explore the level, and the Wisps encouraging this, and I mean, yeah, I might love Lost World, but I will give credit to the fact that this game handled Wisps a lot better. They're much easier to control. They give you,
Second death.
they give you alternative paths. Apparently, they help you die in the game.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, I do love the Wisps in Lost World, or Colors rather. But in Lost World, they just suck. Like I think Laser's the only decent one there. So
Yeah. What I just did was a separate path that skips basically half the level. But to get it, you need the Laser Wisp to get up to where the Rocket Wisp is. And it's kind of dangerous down there. It's either go down there and risk dying, or sit and wait. And as you might remember, I don't like the sit and wait kind of style.
Eggman-ish about it.
I think he's transforming it somehow, making it part of his theme park.
Attention guests, if you can hear this message, you are trespassing in an area still under renovation. If you are not a robot, please return to the main park areas and ignore anything evil you might have seen here. Thank you.
So
The theme of his park is universal
I'm
domination.
reading in the chat that Robin Williams passed away.
It's a reality.
yeah, that's what I was trying to find out more information on. That's why I was silent just now. But
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
Well, if it's true, rest in peace. I know those kind of things go around a lot. But apparently he passed away from asphyxiation, someone said.
they're investigating it as a suicide, from what I heard. But yeah.
Totally freaked out. It sounds like
Well,
because of
I will say,
transportation and a
rest in peace. It's a great loss to the world, to be honest.
because of their
If it's true, of course.
transformation
If not,
and having been dragged
it's the internet.
Well, I still can't believe
But
Yeah.
getting back to the actual game now,
Yep.
was either
Sonic and Tails are kind of
or a tractor
just now discovering that Eggman is, stealing planets.
shooting out of those generators.
one for back home.
Yeah, I love how Tails constantly tries to make out how important he is, and then he's only just now finding out what's going on. So about that, yeah.
Going back to what Emeralds and I mentioned earlier about the music in the hub stages, I'd say Planet Wisp has probably some of the best. It's really nice and calming. I recommend going to listen to just about all the music in this game. It has some really great tracks, especially considering they put a ton of work into these hub music levels, hub music tracks that you're going to listen to for like 5 seconds. So yeah, it's really great to listen to, and the fact that they have remixes for, I won't say all 6 of the stages or acts in each stage. We are apparently finding out that the report on Robin Williams was from a satire website, so probably not true. Apologies about the fake report then.
Yeah, I'm also finding out apparently his publicist has confirmed it and his wife has made a statement, so I don't know.
Anyway, this is a really short stage. It'll be over in about the next 20 seconds or so. I don't know why they have these short stages in here. I mean, there's a lot to explore so that they can actually take longer, and will actually get you a higher score. But I don't know. I don't feel great about the really short little 40 or 50 second stages. We even had some back in Tropical Resort that were 20 seconds long. I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that's a little bit too short, even for splitting into 6 acts. Of course, they do
Yeah.
make it up by having some that are 3 minutes long, which is actually, pretty normal for a Sonic stage, at least from my experience. But I don't know. I just find the really short stages a bit weird.
Yeah, I never understood why they didn't just combine those into one level or something. It just, I think that's one of the few things I don't like about this game and why I don't really consider it my number one favorite. Just because it feels like a lot of the levels are just too short. Like they only go for maybe 15, 30 seconds, and it just feels like more of a time waster than anything. And yeah, they're fun, but at the same time, it's like, why didn't you just combine this into one level?
Yeah.
Like, it could be just as fun doing that.
Something I will point out to that effect, though, is oftentimes you can see stage elements that are used multiple times. Like, especially back in Sweet Mountain, there's a few places where I could have pointed it out. Where you'll see just stage elements that are reused again. Again, you're seeing this part right here, which is reused from the last stage, I believe. That little loop run right there was reused. And it's kind of a nice touch. It's like you're going through the same part of the level, kind of a different way. It's a nice touch, and it kind of explains the short stages a little bit, I guess. But yeah, honestly, I think there's really no excuse for having stages that could be finished in 19 seconds. I find that a bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's when it comes to levels, there's not that many things about this game that really like annoy me. There's really none that annoys me. It's just little nitpicks at this point. So, because the game's still very fun, so it's just one of those games where you see those little nitpicks and they just add up and kind of.
Yeah, I would say Colors is probably the best Sonic game if you just want to have a good time, and Unleashed is probably the best serious Sonic game.
Yeah.
From my perspective, at least as far as the ones that I've played, which of course doesn't go back to the classic games. A lot of people will say 3 and Knuckles applies to both of those. And from what I saw last night, 3 and Knuckles does look pretty good. But I don't know, I just love Colors. I'm a little bit tired of it from playing too much, but it's still one of my favorite games.
Yeah. Also, last time I'm bringing this up, but it is definite that Robin Williams passed away, so we're getting all sorts of sources confirming this. So, just figured I'd mention that so the chat can quit arguing. You know?
Yeah. Oh, there's the line that everyone loves from this game. Copyright laws.
No copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me.
Yeah.
I remember.
It's another example of the corny writing in this. I don't know. Like I said, I used to really like the writing.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'll admit, the writing is cheesy. It's just, when I expect Sonic, I admittedly expect kind of a cheesiness from him, you know? Because he was cheesy in the adventure games, he was cheesy in even Shadow the Hedgehog, strangely enough.
Speaking of cheesing, I just kind of cheesed that boss. Thank you, Invincible Spikes.
I want to eat cheese now.
I've had that go smoother. During my practice runs, I was actually able to take the boss out before we started even firing the lasers. I took a bit long getting up to where the Wisps were, though. So that's on me, going a little bit too slow. Hashtag too slow.
Boy, these changes bring back memories of a certain Sega CD game.
Another example of the cheesy writing in the game. Although, I will say, probably one of my favorite cutscenes in the game. Tails calling Sonic out on his bullshit.
Absolutely.
I like how the light on the robot's still on, though.
Nope.
I knew you'd say that.
Oh, come on. I've seen you save the day a lot of times.
No. After this is going to be Aquarium Park and then Asteroid Coaster. For these levels, I do like to go in order, because that's how I know the routes.
Yeah. Oh god, this was not my favorite level at all. Just simply because water. I mean, on the plus side, this was the first game that actually made water cool. You know, underwater sections. But I don't know. It's just I've never really liked underwater sections as a whole. Just because Sonic is just slower and you feel like you're able to have more fun out of the water. I don't know.
This is probably my least favorite area in the game as well. I'll agree with that. I do have some strats to avoid the water though. Got them strats.
Look at Spore engaging in his MBM mode right here. He's gonna try for the world record.
Not quite MBM strats, but I do have the strats.
Spore strats.
Spar strats.
Hashtag Spore strats.
Really nice thing about boosting is you can boost on the water. It will come in handy, I promise. Yeah, have we gotten any donations recently?
Let me see. Yep, we got 3 donations.
Very nice.
We got $5 from Crunchy Lex. Wow, I don't think anyone has donated yet during Colors, and it's one of my favorite Sonic games too. Actually, there have been a couple of donations, so there's been donators during Colors. Let's fix that. Spar, your speedy skills are great to watch even if they do break the game sometimes. And I guess Skype as well. At least you're breaking things for a good cause this time on top of just for our amusement, right? Put this towards Pico games if you would. And we got another $1 from a certain, I believe that's Ryan Cossack again, local news associate. I guess I gotta engage my inner Digi here. So, newsflash: notorious hedgehog spotted destroying massive portions of well-loved scientist Iville Robotnik's theme park, leaving the Sweet Mountain section of the park in ruins. Countless volunteer worker aliens have been left without meals by this. Local fox has been spotted simultaneously stealing and devouring all mint candies in sight in lieu of the devastation, while cackling manically. Whatever. This dollar goes to Bomb, who feeds the children and the poor. Ryan Cossack, Local News Associated.
Thank you, Ryan Cossack.
I love... I couldn't be a more fitting person to read these too, considering I'm technically am a news reporter, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I do news report for Sonic Paradox and FTCR, so... $4 from Unknown. Snake here again. Don't have any more jokes. Been too focused on trying to be a co-commentator like a noob. To Pico, if that's how you spell it. Had more money than I thought so why the hell not?
I'm taking a somewhat difficult path here. The jumps at the end of this get me sometimes. Mostly because I didn't realize until yesterday that I could jump straight to the second block instead of jumping to each block individually. So, yeah, my bad on that. Got the route done. And moving on.
Route complete.
No, I will not be going for all the red rings and colors. I have never been able to manage that. As I said earlier, I've only gotten enough red rings to unlock 3 of the Chaos Emeralds, and I've not been able to get any more of the Sonic Simulator stages. Sorry to say.
And it only just occurred to me now how to pronounce that word. Maniacally. GG me. Work on that personality, Don. Needs more enthusiasm.
Once again, taking alternate paths, trying to not be underwater as much as sonically possible. I can't say humanly possible because obviously Sonic is not a human.
Yep.
But yeah, like Donnie said, Aquarium Park is not one of my favorite stages. It's I I don't know. I just don't like water stages in general.
It's just water stages just break the flow, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
you could see that they tried to keep the flow going, but Sonic still gets slowed down by the water. I mean, and you're limited in your movement. It's...
I will say this much. They do it better in this than they do in Colors DS, because when you go underwater in Colors DS, they absolutely destroy the music.
Yeah.
They really, really mess up the music if you're underwater in Colors DS.
I mean, to be fair, it does make sense considering you're underwater, so they make it sound like you'd hear the music underwater. It kind of reminds me of how when you boost, they kind of make it sound like you're darting into super speed, so it breaks the sound barrier. So I guess I can understand that, but I don't know. It's a nice touch, but at the same time, the music is at its best when you're not really underwater, in my opinion. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, it is a nice touch, but if anything, I'd prefer the normal playing of that song over the underwater version.
So you would normally think you're forced to take that bumper right there, but you can actually jump over here into this water. And there's a drill wisp, and a pipe, which is what lets you get that laser wisp there, which a lot of people don't know about, and I didn't know about until I watched Darkspine Sonic. A lot of my strats come from Darkspine Sonic. In case you haven't noticed yet.
Look at this guy watching speedruns. Hashtag Spar Strats.
Hashtag Spar Strats. A lot of the strats are from Darkspine Sonic. A lot of the things I kind of discovered on my own. Like what's about to be coming up here in a second. I kind of started doing this on my own. And I apologize if the camera goes weird. I haven't done this in a long time without the camera going weird. Yeah, the camera's going to go weird. I don't know why it does this. It's the only place in the game where you try to use laser in 2D and the camera decides to go 3D. I can't really stop it from doing that because this is the best way to get through this area.
Yep. Also, Spar, it looks like Emeralds is returning after Aquarium Park, so...
Okay. Are we keeping the Donnie around?
From the looks of it, no. Emeralds will be replacing me again, so...
Okay. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties that have plagued the marathon so far, especially on my part. Not much I can do about it. But,
well, Emeralds is the one that's technically supposed to be co-commentating with you, so...
Yeah, I understand that, but it's always nice to have you around. You're a cool dude.
Yay. I'll be in the chat keeping you company, sort of, in spirit.
Yeah.
So... I need to prepare for Rush Adventure coming up soon.
Yeah.
And hopefully my electricity doesn't go out all day tomorrow, so I can join in for any antics that happen tomorrow too. So
yeah. I'm confused by this little mini boss that's here, because there's not a lot of cases in the game where we get a mini boss, and what's strange about this one is that it also reappears later. So it's like, not only are you not giving us a lot of mini-bosses, you're reusing the same one later on. Not especially well thought out, in my opinion.
yeah, I think this was...
You can just kind of hit boost and bypass the second half of that mini-boss, though, which is nice.
Yeah. I do love how you are able to break capsules and stuff again.
Yeah, that's something that hasn't been around for a lot of Sonic games, is saving animals, or in this case, saving Wisps, but breaking capsules to do so at the end of the level rather than just having the goal ring.
Yeah.
Because the goal ring does seem kind of strange. It's like, why is this thing here? Why is this suddenly the end of the level?
I have no idea.
it just kind of happens.
Yep. DV tray, the reason why my electricity is going out temporarily is because they're doing some upgrading nearby, because there's a new buildings going up, like a Wawa, so the Johnny vibes are going to be real strong here, but there will be a bunch of new restaurants and buildings going up near my neighborhood, so they're turning down the electricity just for a few hours, supposedly, from 9 a.m. my time to 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. my time, so I don't know if I'm going to be... It depends largely on the weather and stuff. Spar, please.
I missed an upper path there, and I kind of panicked for a second.
I can't explain myself without you gaming all up in this game, Spar.
And I died. Yep, I didn't jump.
God damn it, Spar.
Yep. I went too fast.
I was talking about my electricity going out, not Sonic going out, my electricity. Why do you do this, Spar?
Earlier I was hashtag too slow, now I was hashtag too fast. Too fast, 5 me.
The new song, Wrapped in Spar. Too fast, too slow, too fast, too slow.
And I apologize about the random pausing back there. I'm so used to my practice runs where you can just restart the level and you don't lose a life. So, yeah. Sorry about that.
Too fast, too slow.
So, you'll notice that a lot of my ranks have been B ranks. You kind of have to know the levels, and by that I mean you have to know where a lot of the Wisps are in the levels. Because, as we said earlier, well, Emerald said, not really Donnie so much, but, the ranking is based on points, and you get a lot more points from using Wisps than you do, rings or your time. So you're better off doing things like, going for the Wisps, rather than trying to get through as fast as possible. Also, getting red rings is typically a good way to get points, because I think those are 30,000 each, and sometimes that can be the difference between an A rank and an S rank. I've seen a lot of people question the fish in this stage. The fish basically act like the bubble shield. You don't need to grab bubbles while you have it, and they will also protect you from a single hit while you have them around you. For some reason, a lot of people never got that. Of course, the fish only stay on underwater. They can't, you know, stay on above water, sadly. I'm going to be taking another alternate path up here. I know it's a running theme. Spar strats. A lot of people don't know about this path either. I've seen people really surprised at me taking this path, just because they did not know about it.
Yep.
But yeah, if you come over here, you get this Lightspeed Dash ring chain, and you also get to bypass some annoying enemies, which of course is what I usually go for when I have the ability. And of course, I thought the Lightspeed Dash only worked on long chains of rings, so I never thought about using it on these, you know, these two or three rings that you see across that part right there. So I always ran out of the Hover Wisp before getting to the end of that. So I would do something really dangerous, and as soon as the Hover Wisp ran out, I would boost forward, and as soon as I grabbed another Wisp capsule, I would go into the Wisp again. So, yeah, dangerous strats.
Why? Where do you get these strats from, Spar? Why do you do this?
Playing the game way too much. Trying to go through as fast as possible, even though that's, as we've said, not the best way to get points. It's just the way I roll.
You know, the faster you go, the more you have a chance of breaking the game.
Yeah, that also probably has something to do with it. Now
yeah,
for
I'd imagine.
my least favorite section in the entire game, I would say, because the you get these what would I call them? The fans that blow air and push you around, and they could be real annoying to try to get up to that the gull ring there. There's quite a number of red rings scattered about in that final area. I think there's 2, so not really quite a number, but there's 2 around to search for.
Yeah.
And now we get to my least favorite boss in the game, because even if you get the drill wisp for this one, it can be pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, the Bucket of Sushi.
I'm sorry, any restaurant named Bucket O Sushi, probably not getting a good sanitation grade on that one.
Hey, did somebody hear
So,
birds slobbering?
since you are heading off after Aquarium Park, do we have any more donations
Extra large clobbering.
to read out?
Well, let me see. Yep, we have a $1 donation from British. I wrote this when Spar froze the game for the death counter document. Turns out there was a copyright law that could stop Sonic. Sweet Mountain.
Thank you, Sir British.
Yep.
British and the others, like Legendary Boss Hunter, Jackal 79, I think is the numbers on those, and Master Sword 126 handling the death document and doing a great job at it.
Yep. Oh, and this boss brings back memories, doesn't it, Spar? It's almost like we played this boss not too long ago.
Yeah, you probably noticed with Planet Wisp, but they copy the bosses from the other sections. Planet Wisp is a copy of Tropical Resort. This is a copy of Sweet Mountain. And as you might guess, Asteroid Coaster is going to be a copy of Starlight Carnival. And it's actually pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Because this version is worse, I would say, than Sweet Mountain one.
Oh man, these bosses.
Because it's more difficult to get the drill wisp this time around. I say it's more difficult, but I usually just end up getting it randomly.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. There are times where it takes me a while to grab it. You also have to get the missiles to follow you to unlock the lever, which somehow brings the ship down. To quote Emperor's New Groove, why do we even have that lever?
I don't know.
Or,
Because
I suppose the better question is, why do we have that lever? Wow, boss gave me a pretty early run, or a pretty easy run that time. Usually he runs around a lot more than that.
the boss wants me out of the call, that's what it is.
I guess so. And since we are unfortunately saying goodbye to Donnie, he will be heading off to let Emeralds come back in to retake his rightful place as the Colors co-commentator.
Kotom.
So,
We have 2 Toms now, apparently.
Co-Tom,
Or
yes, the co-tominator.
Alright, it's settled. Whenever Tom is in a co-commentary with someone in this marathon, he's now the co-tominator. I don't know why, that just rolls off the tongue so well.
Hashtag co-tominator. Please, please get that going on Twitter. But yeah, okay. It's been great. It's been great, Donnie. Thanks for covering. We'll see you next time, buddy.
Yep, and go collect that Chaos Emeralds for me.
No, I don't believe I'm going to be doing that.
Yep.
See you, dude.
Later.
Okay. One moment, and we will get back into it.
Next stop, the Aquarium Park. This underwater attraction is the perfect place to commune with sea life and hopefully get chummy with a shark.
Okay.
Welcome
Thanks.
back
Thank you.
to Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park.
Stellar Amusement Park. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. Screen share should be going. So
Screen share's going.
let's get back into it. I think Donnie got most of the most recent donations. So, nothing broken from your electricity going out?
No?
Alright,
Let me
well,
check the donations page again, though.
yeah. Again, apologies for the technical difficulties. It's rough running a marathon, but we're glad you all have stuck with us, and we hope you're enjoying yourselves. Asteroid Coaster. I don't know how to feel about this stage. I like some of the sections, but then you've got the actual coaster sections, which are actually worse than the auto-running sections and Starlight Carnival, which I never actually made the connection to, now that I think about it. Yeah, those two are matched up pretty well.
We're finally getting the Frenzy Wisp, though.
Yeah, we're finally getting Frenzy Wisp, and it's incredibly difficult to control when you first grab it here.
As one might predict from being called Frenzy.
Yeah, Frenzy gets larger and more frenzied, I guess, for lack of a better word, as you keep destroying things. And but as it gets larger, it gets easier to control. So there is that, at least.
Just because it's slower, really.
Yeah, it moves around less as well, I would say. Because when you first start out, it moves left and right really fast. Makes it really difficult to stay on the path that you're looking for.
There's some pretty ridiculous speedrun strats in this stage, by the way.
I
don't know if
assume
you've
I assume I am not taking one of them.
No, but have you never seen a color speedrun?
Yeah, I have. Like I said, I've seen a couple videos from Darkspine Sonic. Like, I never saw a full, like, run speedrun, but I've seen some videos on Darkspine's channel of some pretty cool stuff that he's done.
There's some stuff like going out of bounds, like underwater with the Frenzy Wisp. There's boosting off at just the right place, and you know, just landing in a completely different part of the level, skipping several minutes. There's all sorts of crazy stuff in this because it's a very open-ended level.
Yeah, and you can probably mess with the gravity here to do some fun stuff as well.
Well,
I
this part would
somehow
just be
missed
skipped
that red
past,
ring.
So
I somehow missed that red ring. Yeah. Yeah, like Emeralds was saying, there's a really neat trick that Darkspines does where he bypasses the trigger in the game that would signify time to start the water effects. Like, it's not just the game realizes, oh, you're in water, time to do this. You actually cross a part of the level where it says it's time to do this. So if you get into water without going through that trigger, you actually keep your regular physics, and I don't think you have to breathe either. You don't have to get air bubbles or anything like that.
well, no, it's not that you don't need to breathe, it's that you can't breathe. You're on a timer, and you barely get to the gold ring in time.
Oh, okay. There are also parts where you can clip through the level and go underwater in 3D, and that's a ton of fun.
Alright, so was the last donation $1 from Dr. Corporal British?
I believe so, yes.
Alright then, we haven't had anything new since then.
Okay. Would you mind going over some of the incentives that we have, since those haven't been read in a little while?
Alright, sure. We've got... sorry. We have got the Sonic Pico games, which are these little games that MBM will be adding on to the, at the end in the bonus block, as it were. $250 will unlock each one of the games, as in $250 separately. So once we hit 250, first game unlocked. Once we hit 500, both games will be unlocked. And who doesn't want to extend, you know, the Sonic-a-thon charity for the kids? Hashtag for the kids.
Yep.
We've also got the Sonic Blast incentive, which is whether or not, in the only run, not which one will come first. Whether it's Sonic or Knuckles, and let me see if I can find that among this. There we are. I almost read out 275, and I would have still read the wrong thing. Nice job, me. Sonic is still ahead with $29, and Knuckles is still behind with $5.
Okay. Anything else that we have going on right now? I know we've passed a few of the games that have incentives already.
Well, I mean, I would bring up the Knuckles Chaotic stuff, but I mean, the runner-up is kind of $300 behind, so don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Same thing for Heroes, but in that case, it's like $250 behind.
Yeah, so those are pretty much done. You can still donate to them, of course. If you would like to donate, you can use the widget in the top corner of the screen if you're on the HFC Marathons website. If you're on Twitch, there is a donate button below the stream in the channel description that you can use to donate to Child's Play. All of the money goes directly to Child's Play. We do not touch a single penny of it. Goes to help children stuck in hospitals who are possibly bedridden, who do not have toys or games to amuse themselves and make their stay easier. Child's Play helps by buying these toys and games for the kids, hashtag for the kids, of course, to ease their stay in the hospital, because, as I'm sure a lot of you may know, staying in hospitals with nothing to do is a rough time.
Yep.
Asteroid Coaster, like I said before, it's strange because it takes a lot from Starlight Carnival. It has a lot of, I won't say necessarily short levels, but it has a lot of things that seem short because a lot of things drag on, like this one. We're back to the bouncy thing, and we've done this before.
And now we're mixing it with some pushy platforms.
Yeah, these things well, my first knowledge of them is from Unleashed. That will push you off the edge of the stage in 2D graphics mode.
Yep. I mean, logically, there's no reason for him to, for Sonic to die there, but whatever.
Sorry if you randomly heard that noise.
Yeah, whatever that was.
That was the sink, I believe. That's not a good sound for a sink to make.
Yeah. Everything but the kitchen sink should make that kind of sound.
Nice joke. Nice joke.
Thank you. I have returned after all.
Yep. So,
Here to spike up the hype levels.
now you're just on speed level, man.
That's not that bad. I don't actually have a pun for that I could come up with in the time that it took me to say,
I guess you were thinking too slow then.
Yeah, a bit too slow. Better step it up.
So, one thing I do like about Asteroid Coaster is the fact that I get a lot of high ranks in this area. I think I can actually manage it with all S ranks and A ranks.
I think I've already said it before, but man, it's really cool how every single level has their own different little gimmick. And I get what they were trying to do by squeezing so many in, but having them be these weird short levels like this is kind of strange.
Ah, I missed a red ring. I'm not going to get the S rank now.
You want to explain to people what was happening, because to them it'll just look like you were going in a circle.
As you keep going around, you get, I don't know. I don't understand how that's possible, but, you, keep going around the rings of whatever planet that was, and eventually you have to press a button that will make the goal ring appear, and if you never press the button, or if you run past the goal ring without hitting it, you just keep going around in that circle. But on that path there are 5 red rings to pick up, and if I had managed to pick up the 5th one, I would have actually gotten an S rank, because that's the difference in points to get it there.
You'll have to excuse me, buddy. I have a generator to shut down.
This is kind of dark for Eggman, I guess, in a way. I mean, it's similar to, you know, putting small animals in badniks, but in this case, it's literally sucking out their energy and turning them into something evil.
Yeah, he's not just, you know, entrapping the animals, he's actually sucking out their life force. That is actually what he's doing.
As opposed to what our Good Samaritan doctor would normally be doing, you know, giving them life force supporting robots.
Yeah,
Did I miss a news report?
I believe you did, yeah.
Ah, damn.
Donnie was around to read it, yeah.
Alright. As long as someone got to read those are great.
Yep. And Donnie even made the comment that it's rather appropriate for him to read, since he's actually a news reporter for Sonic Paradox. So, whatever.
Is he?
Yep.
Did not know that. You're not just going to abuse invincibility frames?
Was there invincibility frames to abuse?
Well, yeah, you could have just run right through the red rod of metal heatedness.
Oh. No, I'd rather wait than taking damage.
Mm.
Going for no-hit runs. No hit, no death, 100% all rings.
How many deaths have we had so far?
I believe 3, maybe 4.
Hmm.
We are on the last regular stage, I'll say, because I don't consider terminal velocity to be a regular stage.
It's like 30 seconds. Well, I mean, Act 2 is like 30
Act 2,
seconds.
Yeah, we have to deal with this automated roller coaster section. It's not quite as automated as Starlight Carnival, because you do have to jump between them, or you'll just kind of fall off into oblivion.
Oh no. I have to press a button.
Well, it's still less automated than literally not having to press any button at all.
Or push a joystick.
Yeah. Like the Starlight Carnival automated sections, you don't even have to hold forward. Some of the automated sections you do have to hold forward to actually pick up speed and run fast enough, but that doesn't apply to all of them. Like the Starlight Carnival boss, if you're not holding forward, you will actually not go fast enough to catch up to it. If you're not holding forward or boosting, I guess I should say. I will be showing off something that a lot of people don't know here. A lot of people don't know that you can actually use Frenzy underwater. The thing is, you have to be standing to use it. If you use it while you're in the middle of a jump, the Wisp will just float away. That is the difference there. So yes, you can use Frenzy underwater, you just have to be standing up.
It's a very weird sort of nitpick of the system.
Yeah, but
Or doing the smart thing and not using Frenzy immediately.
Yeah.
Because it isn't actually needed there.
It's not needed, and it's a hell of a lot slower. Yeah, I like showing off things in this game that a lot of people don't know, and it's just things that I figured out from playing this game way too damn much.
Mm-hmm. Like me in Generations.
Yeah, but you like showing off things in just about all the games you play, though. Especially
Well,
Halo.
yeah, because, I mean, if you're not showing off what you know, then what are you doing in a playthrough, right?
I suppose, yeah. So we've got this little mini-boss thing, and once again, I don't really understand there being a mini-boss when there's only like one other in the game. Kind of strange to me.
Well, at least this one's neat.
Yeah. You basically just have to homing attack it 3 times while avoiding the fire.
That would have been the level with the out-of-bounds water. Just real quick, want to say that.
Ah, yeah, of course. I believe you can also out-of-bounds water in Aquarium Park a few times as well.
Yeah, but it's not really useful there.
Other than being able to get regular boost speed rather than the underwater boost speed. Because I have seen that.
I don't like what
You can also get into different acts, actually.
It's messed up. So
I didn't know that. I kind of had to take a second to understand what you said. Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's right. I'm stretching. You got a problem with that?
How does that work?
Be able to fully enjoy taking you apart.
I forget. I can fetch a video after this is done, though.
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay.
Of course, if you want
Actually, I could probably fetch it right now, considering, you know, we're just going through terrible dialogue.
maybe
Yeah. Another example of the joke kind of going on too long with the cheesy writing.
don't talk much, do you?
I don't think it'd be a problem if the robot had some, like, snarky automated response.
Yeah. Like, having the robots actually talk back would have made these cutscenes a lot better for me, too.
Get HK-47 in here. He knows what to do.
Now, that would be great.
Uh,
As we mentioned, the boss kind of copies Starlight Carnival. If I can stop quick-stepping into lasers.
but Spar, the quick step bonus.
Oh, screw the quick-step bonus.
Taking out its lasers will actually encourage it to go to the phase in which you can hurt it, so...
It
Because
moves...
it can't attack.
It moves phases, depending on where you damage it. If you attack the searchlights that it has, it'll just kind of ignore you. But if you go for the light at the top center that you can kind of see in the robot, it'll actually go on and move on to the next phase, and you'll actually have a higher chance of getting the Rocket Wisp, which is the super effective one for this boss. This is a boss that is based on RNG, also known as random number generator.
Spar, no.
The Wisp that you get is kind of determined randomly. Sometimes it kind of seems like it's determined by where you hit. To me, it's just random, and I hate it. I hate random number generator things, as you might recall from one Super Mario Sunshine playthrough.
In which you explained the definition of RNG multiple times.
Yeah, we did that. But yeah, it's a lot of homing attacking. It's a lot of just kind of waiting for the right phase, because you can't use Rocket in 3D. So you kind of have to wait until it actually gets to the right point where you can use it, which is right now, and get wrecked.
Well, see, without RNG, folks, you wouldn't be able to enjoy a lot of the games you enjoy today. I mean, like, Pokemon is nearly entirely RNG. I mean, there's ways to make a lot of that RNG consistent, but, like, it wouldn't be anywhere near the enjoyable game it is today, or still is, if you didn't have things like crits and all that good stuff to make it interesting.
Mm-hmm. I missed the S rank there.
Barely.
Yep. Actually, while I was practicing last night, I got an S rank on the final boss, which was the first time I had ever done that. So hopefully we can get that. Come on, S rank hype.
All right, but
Let's see it happen.
less evil than this one.
I got an S rank on Terminal Velocity Act 1 and the final boss, actually, which neither of which I had ever done before.
Once the power went off, the locks vanished. I hope Yakker's okay.
I think he'll be fine. You don't think the weapon you were shot with still works?
Not without power flowing.
So as far as Sonic and Tails are concerned, they're done and ready to go home. Because they don't know that Eggman has a backup plan.
Oh yeah, they don't.
It's weird to watch this cutscene because in my practice runs, of course, I skip the cutscenes. So it's actually been a while since I've seen this. I never paid attention to it, but which planet is it that has that massive chunk just gouged out of it?
Great job, buddy.
Probably, whatchamahoosit? Where it's Asteroid Coaster.
With all the generators destroyed,
I mean, you saw the green ectoplasm stuff leaking out.
Yeah, but Asteroid Coaster...
And all the asteroids floating around would make sense.
Yeah, but Asteroid Coaster's not so much a planet as it is just a collection of asteroids. Like, Starlight Carnival's not a planet, it's just a collection of, you know, Eggman ships.
looking like idiots. Oh no, wait.
I'm not even sure Aquarium Park is actually a planet.
Good point.
I think that one's entirely made by Eggman as well.
Go home.
Granted, I wasn't looking, so I'm sure it is actually Planet Wisp, as people are saying in the chat, but,
Yeah.
I never noticed that either, so...
I think we're in the middle of the party.
The middle? We are the party. I think we're their guests of honor.
Totally.
The bit of music that plays during this, well, the start of it anyway, where you just kind of gently hear the orchestra. I should have brought it up then, but we were talking about something else. But just the very light orchestra music that you can hear reminds me of the Harry Potter theme, actually, which is strange and kind of random. I'm really weird about finding things that remind me about other things. Like, Emeralds notices the sound effects. I won't say I notice the music, because I've said many times while I'm playing games, I don't notice the music, because I'm usually focused on playing the game. But I am good about... I'm weird about recognizing music that kind of sounds like other music. Even
Like
though
when
it's
we
not
finally
based on that, yeah.
Like when we finally picked up on the fact that the very faint music in the background of Kingdom Hearts 1 slowly turns into the final boss music when you're in the tutorial section.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, makes sense.
So, this is reminiscent of SA1, isn't it?
How do you mean?
Or maybe it's SA2, Giant Laser Cannon?
Well, I mean, Giant Laser Cannon's been in a lot of Sonic games, but yeah, SA2 if anything.
Yeah, I don't know the adventure games, so apologies for getting that wrong. Remember that thing back at the start of the game? Yeah, that's gonna kind of fuck things up for Eggman. And the really, really strange thing that I noticed after playing this a few times, if the piece of that robot hadn't, you know, launched itself into the mind control device, Eggman would have actually probably gotten away with it.
Yeah, totally.
Because Sonic and Tails are still, you know, stuck up in space.
They're in the tropical resort right now.
Yeah.
Whose electricity is just blacked out.
Which,
That chair has some serious bounce.
now that I think about it, if they're in Tropical Resort, how do they get around that big purple explosion thing to where terminal velocity is? Because it's kind of in the way.
I'm sure there is a way. I mean, considering Sonic can run along just about any surface. Surface?
I understand it's a video game, but I still gotta question these things.
Vigi game.
That was a loud noise from outside, thank you.
Hmm.
Cat's probably being annoying. They tend to do that.
One of these days, Eggman won't, fuck up on an astronomical level.
Isn't that every game?
That was also a pun.
I
Yeah.
understand that, but isn't that still every game?
Nah, because I mean, lately he's just been goofing himself up. But, like, I mean, it used to just be that Sonic thwarted his plans.
Yeah.
Don't bring up Sonic Riders. He won a flying carpet in Sonic Riders.
I get a bad feeling.
That's not winning.
How about you and me make like Eggman's hairline and receive?
This isn't joke time. This is running to the
I think the place where Sonic and Tails are standing right now is actually the end of Tropical Resort Act 2. I believe that's where the capsule was. Because you can kind of see the ramp where where Sonic ran down earlier.
Also, it should have been blacked out in that cutscene, but it wasn't. And also in Terminal Velocity, you'll see that it isn't blacked out. But this is a really cool concept, having Sonic run down the interstellar elevator. Interstellavator.
Yeah, it's a nice concept, aside from the fact that it's just a quick step level.
Yeah.
You do
As
need
you-
the, you do need to know that you need to jump over those little ledges right there. If you don't jump over the ledges, you kind of, can't move, and you get hit by the lasers.
This music, though, by the way.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice music. Terminal Velocity is a nice track, as are many in the, Sonic Colors soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. You know what this part of a game would be called normally, right? The falling action.
Is that a pun?
Yes. Terminal velocity, falling action. Come on.
Okay, whatever you say. Hey look, this guy's back.
Yeah.
Except this time you can actually jump over his punches, rather than having to boost away from him. I don't think you can jump over him in Aquarium Park.
Oh, we'll still have to boost in a second here, but you just have to conserve it for the end.
Technically, you don't have to boost. You can just keep going to the end, but that's boring.
Yeah. If you're further away, he'll start chasing you with that little laser beam. God, I love the disappointment that people have when you make a pun.
And that was Terminal Velocity Act 1, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, how about that S rank?
Give me a second. Golf clap.
Let's see if we can S rank the boss. S rank hype.
S rank hype. S rank attempt hype.
It can't be.
You ever notice how Sonic keeps getting taller and taller, and Tails just sort of stays the same height at all times?
And
He always looks young.
and Knuckles looks buffer and buffer.
Trying to be clever with this whole amusement park.
Well, Knuckles skipped leg day, but that's another matter.
Just say you're going to destroy it. Stop embarrassing yourself.
Curse you, Sonic!
Quote, wow, you really snailed that level. Thank you, Sonic Yoshi in the chat.
Hard on them. No matter. I will destroy
It's the Wisp Queen. Wait, wrong version.
Yeah, the
Like a million times better.
Colors DS actually has a bonus boss for getting all the Chaos Emeralds. This game does not. This is the final boss. Getting all the Chaos Emeralds does nothing but let you play Super Sonic in the regular levels,
Beat this guy.
which is interesting, I guess.
Sonic, no!
And someone asked in the chat, S rank height no hit run. Sadly, those do not equal. Getting a no hit run doesn't equal a an S rank in this one, because getting a no hit run is actually pretty easy. Watch me get hit, though.
There are a few combinations you actually usually don't see, like cube and laser at the same time.
That one can get me. Just because I never realize where the laser ends up going.
Mm-hmm. This robot is special. It's my millionth robot. I'm so proud of it.
I'm sorry, that just made me think of the episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs gets his millionth dollar.
Oh, man. I mean, Eggman and Mr. Krabs seem to have the same amount of wealth, infinite. Yet, despite all that, he still lives in a anchor.
Well, that's because he has a lot of money, but he doesn't spend it. So, this is where Eggman starts combining Wisps, and here we see the cubes and spikes combination, which doesn't actually do very much.
No, it would have been better to see a lot more of the combinations.
Yeah.
But, as it stands, this is still a pretty cool boss fight.
Yeah. We're about to actually get a better piece of music here in just a moment.
Phase 2.
The Phase 2 music is much better.
Which is, by the way, 6 minutes long.
Yep.
But, you'll only hear a minute of it.
Maybe less than that.
Yeah.
No, probably a minute, yeah. Especially since he's doing Cube now, and that takes a while to get through.
Quick step bonus hype. Thank God for sound test, by the way, if you ever wanted to listen to the actual music yourself.
Yep.
Just racking up points there.
Yep.
Unlimited color. It's not supersonic, but it is a badass transformation. Well, power.
Yeah, not so much a transformation, but it is a pretty nice power. And let's see, did we get the rank?
I imagine it looks something like hypersonic. Let me check. If there's any
We've
more
got the
aspects.
S rank. S rank final boss hype.
Alright, we just have a couple more donations, and then we can let the cutscenes play out and whatnot. $5. Drakenhouse was... Drakenhouse was one of the Proton generators 2 nights ago. Sorry, I don't have more to donate. That's fine, dude. Any amount is totally cool. Definitely appreciated. Had to wait till I nailed down the budget this week before donating. Hashtag local Fox runs everything. Hashtag spar strats. Hashtag emerald puns. Hashtag snake. Hashtag too many hashtags. And $10. Very enjoyable colors run, guys, and Rush run earlier. Here's a donation, albeit rather small, which I'd like to put towards Team Rose and Sonic Heroes, despite it being a lost cause somewhat. Good luck with the rest of the Sonic-a-thon. Thanks, dude. That was anonymous, but yeah.
Random bit of pre-rendered CG right there.
This might not end well.
I love... sorry.
I don't really understand why they interjected that cutscene with CG, but whatever, that's fine.
It's a great reaction gift, so there's that.
Yeah. There's 2 ways to go about this stage. You can either jump over the pits, or you can be dangerous strats like me and use quick steps to get around them.
At some point, you can just put the controller down, which is after this. There you go, you can put the controller down now.
Yep. Controller is not being touched.
I wonder if it's possible to die there.
Like
at all.
Well, I mean, you can fall into the pits. I don't think you can run slow enough to get caught by the blast, though. Man, I love this CG. Being able to see the tiny little hairs in Sonic's fur, which you probably can't see that well on the stream just because of the capture. But it's great.
That was an odd sentence to hear. But,
it's just the amount of quality, even on the Wii version. Even on the Wii, the graphics look pretty great.
This is very reminiscent of the Galaxy 1 ending, as many of the people have been able to point out.
I can't believe you made it through that.
It's kind of reminiscent of Unleashed as well.
You thought I wouldn't?
We kind of get dropped off in a random field, and
To an elevator.
we remember the partner that helped us
Gotta do.
through
Job, Sonic.
through the thing, which is of course Galaxy 1's ending as well.
Also, kind of a nitpick, but it's pretty clear that Tails is a lighter shade of yellow in this cutscene. I'm not sure if that's actually lighting or what, but
Now that you mention that, I can notice that, and that is kind of annoying. Yeah,
oh, I mean,
I always thought something was kind of off, and it might just be the fact that the CG makes them look like they're made of gelatin.
He says.
well, I don't think I've ever seen that effect, but
Well, it's
definitely seeing them expressive is good.
Yeah, I won't. Maybe gelatin's the wrong word. Maybe Play-Doh was better.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Play-Doh was probably the better thing to go with than gelatin. But yeah, we're winding down colors. My favorite Sonic game, definitely not Emeralds. Donnie liked it, I guess. I never actually got to ask him. Thanks to Donnie for showing up to cover the electricity running out on Emeralds. And by the way, we're running out of time, so we will see you guys next time. And we'll catch up with you a little bit after the credits. Goodbye and farewell.
Well, I'm gonna leave you something in the Skype real quick, but yeah, just let the credits play out. I'll mute my mic now.
Okay.
Finally, we can relate. Now we're side by side, this is fate. I knew all along we'd find some way to communicate.
forced into it.
Technically, we don't have backsides, boss.
I don't care! Just push! We have to hurry! I already have my revenge planned out, and next time I will not fail!
Of course you won't, boss. Of course you won't. On the bright side, a certain someone got their voice back.
I feel like my old self! All I want to do is talk! Hey, remember when we were chasing those little alien guys? What's up with those things anyway? They sure were funny looking! Smell good though?
What I wouldn't give for the maddening silence of space right about now.
Sushi, hey, I heard they started using fish! Bummer we didn't bring any with us! Not that we can eat it since we're robots, but we could have looked at it! I love looking at stuff! I love stuff! The fireworks show game was great! Hey, how did we get all this stuff to blow up like that anyway? Loved it! By the way, can we destroy Sonic this time? No, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Destroy Sonic. Where are we going?